Hello everyone and welcome back. In this episode I'm going to share you the rule of thumb that we apply for naming conventions for BTP subaccounts and directories. It's important to have good naming conventions to easily find back the subaccounts and what the purpose is of a subaccount. And we already explained this in one of the first episodes, the different things that could happen when you have bad naming conventions. One of them was, for example, if they're all called development, although they're in a different directory, in a flat list you will not find back which development system you need. For example, if you navigate by using the breadcrumb, it might not be straightforward to know which development system you need. So therefore it's important to have good naming conventions. First, let's start with the directory. For a directory, we always start with a sequence number followed by the name and at the end also the acronym of that name between brackets. With this you have the full name, you have a sequence number and you have an acronym. The acronym will later on be used in the name of the subaccount. So you always know which subaccount is linked to which directory. The sequence number is to have everything sorted. Also, we will also use the sequence number in the subaccount so that all subaccounts are sorted together and grouped together. You could use the same sequence number as you have in your SAP logon, for example. This naming convention, to be clear, this is a rule of thumb that we use. It's not set in stone, it will be different for each customer, but it shows you how important it is and how it can help you to have good naming conventions. So this was already for the directory. For a subaccount, we also start with the sequence number of the directory, so we know immediately which directory we are without knowing the directory, followed by a sequence number for the subaccount. And there we always start with 0 for sandbox, 1 development, 2 for a test and 3 for production. You could also do it differently. For example, 0 for production, 3 for sandbox, or in a different way as you like it or as it fits to your company. So this would make, for example, for administration subaccount for the sandbox, it would be 1 for the directory administration, 0 because it's sandbox, ADM, that's the acronym. So with that we can connect it to the directory administrator and then follow with the acronym for sandbox. The same for development. For administration we don't use development system, but let's say for application it starts with 2 because 2 is the sequence number of the directory, followed by 1 because this is development, the acronym of the directory app of applications, followed by the acronym for development, and so on for acceptance production. Now, for subdomains, we apply the same naming convention without the sequence number, because the sequence number, the subdomain will be used in the URL of your browser, and we don't like to have sequence numbers in the URL, so that's why we remove it out. But still, you have the directory acronym, so we know which directory is based on the URL. We also know the subdomain, the subaccount, because we also have the acronym of the subaccount in it. So we basically know everything. One thing we add, because it always needs to be unique, and if everyone would apply the same naming convention, it would be not unique enough. We also put acronym for the company in front, so it would be com, an acronym for company, dash acronym of the directory app, dash acronym of the subaccount. So in this case it would be com dash app dash dev. And for Cloud Foundry we apply the exact same naming convention. For spaces we just use the module name or the project name. Keep it simple. So in the end, if you use those naming conventions for your subdomain and for your subaccounts, for example, if you activate build code will have a hyperlink that contains this naming convention also in the URL. So from in the URL it will be clear on which subaccount you are. Even it could be possible that you have different build codes, versions, services active, and then you always know which one you are. As an example, your directory structure will look like this. And with this it's immediately clear the different directories, the different subaccounts, purpose of them, but also in a flat list you will clearly see which subaccount is for what. And I hope this helps you to also put in clear and clean naming conventions to your BTP subaccounts and directories.